Hi Flash Tube, it's Diane again, part 2 of my WIP parade. Today is October 23rd, 2022. And before I jump in there, same quilt, I wanted to show, I mentioned these I think last year. I think it's Kitten Stitcher that said, you know, what are you into? I love my Nordic socks. Okay, Nordic socks. So it's nordicsocks.com. This is the Svea collection. I get these every year, and these are just beautiful. And this is 5 pairs of socks is one collection. They're a wool poly blend. What are they? Wool acrylic poly elastane. Love these. Love these. NordicSocks.com, but I didn't stop there. I also got the Arvid collection. These. And the Ragnar collection. These are unisex socks on their website that tell you sizing. So they tell you US shoe size and I believe European shoe size. I know there's another alternative, but I wanted to do that because we've had some chilly weather here in Minnesota, although today, right now, it's 76 degrees. It's absolutely gorgeous for autumn in Minnesota. So now I can put those away because I get those every year. And your feet are warm. They don't get slip slidey on the hardwood floors if you have hardwood, and your feet don't sweat. So if you have issues with that, I highly recommend. And they wash and wear like nothing. Oh my word, I get them every year. Every year. But let's get my notepad ready. We will see how far this gets, because it is very possible I'm going to have a part 3. But we'll see where we get. This is Erica Michaels. Grace and Blessings 2. There are 3 patterns in here. This pattern, this one that you do on the silk gauze, and this piece. And this is the piece that I started. I'm using my own colors. I think some are overdyed and some are DMC. The fabric is 34 count Devonshire cream. And this is where I'm at on that piece. So it's not a super tall because this is the bottom. It's a wider piece. I think it goes over here a little bit more. You can see. Yeah, it goes over here, about here. But then I should be able to do the piece on the front and another piece of some kind. I've been doing it one strand, I think one, definitely over 2 threads. I've been using one strand? Yes, I've been using one strand, and again, just choosing my own colors. General Arts, mostly. Yeah, these are mostly General Arts, or all General Arts actually. I chose something that looked pretty close to the color on the picture on the front. So this is the bag. I made it. It's not the perfect by any means, but does its job. So Grace and Blessings 1, excuse me. I know that there's a Grace and Blessings 2, but that's Grace and Blessings 1. This bag that I made. This one is Mirabilia, Raven Queen. And this is on, I gotta grab my board. So sorry. I knew I was forgetting something. This is 32 count Maelstrom from Chromatic Alchemy. And here's where she's at. So I know you can't see the silk in here. I do have a lot of the silk. There's a lot of beads that will be in here too. But this is starting the castle. And I'm not going to do the ravens. I'm going to do an apple in her hand. But trying to decide if I do the castle or not, so I might take those stitches out. I haven't decided 100% on there. That one is not started. Started. Oh, yep, another Mira. I knew they were coming. Sorry, I have dog hair on my face. Renaissance Mermaid. This is on 32 count. Aura, A-U-R-A, by Fiberlicious. I think it's this way. Yeah, because that's her hair. So it goes very light in the center purple to this dark blue. I had thought of putting a different Mira on here and then change my mind. And then I wasn't sure what to put this one on. Or I wasn't sure, yeah, I wasn't sure what to put Renaissance Mermaid, and I thought, oh, I have this one. I think she'll look really, really nice on here. I had started her, I had a chunk of her tail done, and I messed up really, really bad. So I removed all those stitches. It was during the time that my daughter was receiving chemotherapy, and so I was very distracted. She's still cancer-free. But here's the project bag that I made. Found this fabric in North Carolina. The mermaid riding the seahorse. And then this is just lace I had in my collection. I just added that. And this one with the hot chocolate, and love that, and the peppermints. And then I added this lace. And this one is Rosewood Manor, Bucklebury sampler. This is charted in all DMCs, and that's what I'm using. I will say on my Mirabilias, unless I say otherwise, it's 2 strands over 2 threads, except for the metallics. I use those as they come off the card. This, for this Rosewood Manor, is 32 count, right? Excuse me, 36 count antique white. 1 strand over 2 threads. And here's where I'm at. I'm kind of making 2023 a Rosewood Manor year, so I have a feeling this one will be pulled out. I also have another piece in here, and I think that I have not started, and I'm just going to pull that out to evaluate if I want to do that one or not. This one. Oh, this is also an Erica Michaels. I had a chance to do a retreat, and she was teaching. I don't know if these patterns will ever be available to the general public. She said that. So just to let you know, it's possible she will. At this point in time, I don't know. 1787 sampler smalls. So this is like a pouch, and you can slide some of these pieces into it. So we got all of the materials to make these littles, these smalls. I have finished the silk gauze here. There's a scissor tab I've done also. Did I finish this one? I can't remember if I finished this one. So I've been working on the silk gauze pieces. This is how I started on the silk gauze. She gave us everything we needed. So some of it is overdyed, some of it is DMC. But here's the scissor tab. I haven't fully finished it until I have everything else done, because she gave us all the finishing pieces at the same time. Here's going to be a square pin cushion. And again, that's silk gauze. I believe it's 35 count. Yeah, that's all I have done in here so far. But I have the linen. I just haven't marked it out to do the other parts. So I'm going to get back to that one. If you have a chance to take a class with Linda Stoltz of Erica Michaels, she's a fabulous teacher. She really gives you clear directions, answers your questions thoroughly, does a fabulous job. This one is not started. This one is started. Mirabilia. Feather Fairy. This is 32 count Jobelan Georgia Peach. It is by a fabric dyer who's not dyeing fabric anymore. Fabrics by LJ. It still smells good. And here it is. I used this fabric for Queen Anne's lace, the original, not my conversion. This piece was long enough I could put both on there. And yeah, I've counted down, and her foot comes down here, about here. Because I thought, oh man, if her leg's way down here, I messed up. No, her foot comes about here in this area. So there's that one. The bag I made. Another bag I made. Oh, this piece isn't even started. So we'll skip that one. And this piece, I don't know. This one is started. So it's Christmas ornaments with the blue and silver ribbons and gray zipper. And it is Castle Walls by Ink Circles. I am not using the called for silk. I am using Planet Earth silk. I'm using Smoke and Stream. I can't remember what was called for. Excuse me. 36 count Feldspar by Picture This Plus, so 1 strand over 2 threads. And I have the center medallion done. I know it's hard to see on this color, but when I get the gray in there, you'll see it. And on the, I think Feldspar is actually the called for fabric, if I remember right. I want to say it's the called for fabric, but that's just really, it's, again, I got to get back to it. So many of these projects I want to get back to. Does it say? Let me see if it says. It is stitched on 36 count linen, so that was the model. And it's Feldspar is what the model was stitched on. That's why I bought Feldspar. Gloriana was called for slate blue. But one thing with Ink Circles, she usually tells you how many stitches. She usually tells you how many stitches. So if you change thread colors or thread types, like this is 12 strand Gloriana, she gives you a lot of help. So you can change colors and thread companies and stuff and get enough thread in one swoop. So yeah, Feldspar is what the model was stitched on. That's why I chose that one. This one. Yeah, this one I don't have a picture of. It's the one, it's a Mirabilia that Nora did with the shop in Italy. Casa Senina, I blank on the name. Wherefore art thou? I don't know if there's a picture of that one completed or not. But I'm stitching mine on 32 count Masquerade by Picture This Plus. I literally just have one little dab in the corner. This is one I'm thinking of restarting. I kind of pulled my own colors and stuff. I think I got myself really confused and turned around. So this one, I'm going to leave out. I might restart that one. I love the fabric, and the piece is really, really nice. So I'm just going to leave that one out. I'm not going to call that one a WIP anymore. And I have DMC. I'm not sure what goes to it. Okay, these are ones I have not started. This one, Give Thanks bag. So it's an autumn bag for Rose Celebration. Mirabilia. 32 count. Oh, it's hand dyed by Stephanie. It is Fallen Leaves. Autumn Fallen Leaves. Da 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 da. Yeah. So here's where I'm at. Not very far. A lot of these Miras I did a 31-day challenge thing where you start a new project every day. Those events are not for me. I figured that out. Because I just haven't gotten back to a lot of the projects. Eventually I will. This one, Christmas fabric, because this one's also a Mira. And it is Christmas in London. Again, I started this in that 31-day challenge, so I didn't get very far. 32 count white opal linen. And I literally just did a smidge in the middle. So I think that's part of her dress, and this is the mantle. I could be wrong. And this is the sulky sliver, just to see where the center is. I don't do that always, but on this piece I chose to do that. Throwing my things around. This one, I don't think this one started. Oh, it is. Nora Corbett. Marigold. On 32 count NYX NYX Under the Sea Fabrics. And I have this much done. So not much. Again, I can't remember if Marigold was part of that 31-day challenge. If you do 31-day challenges and it just keeps you stitching, do them. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. That's what our stitching is for. This one is a Just Nan. And it is called Winter in the Forest. This is on .40 count Dapple by Picture This Plus, and I just have that much done in the house. This was like my first piece on 40 count, and I just wasn't comfortable with it at the time, so I should be able to pick that one up. The autumn colors. Mirabilia. So I put the Spring Queen in here because why not? This is Antique White, Jobelan 32 count. She was part of that 31-day challenge, so I just got part of her skirt done. I really need, that's one reason I'm trying to discourage myself from starting things. And then, of course, the designers come out with beautiful patterns, and yeah. That's part of the fun, too. These beautiful irises. Again, a bag I made. Can't remember where I got the iris fabric. This one is Mirabilia Garden Party. 32 count Crystal Devonshire by Picture This Plus. And it is this way, I think. I was working on, let me look at the picture again. I'm thinking that's the right way. Yeah, I was working on the pink lady, the lady on the right. Here. So like her muff, or no, not her muff, her shawl, not, I'm blanking on the word. As soon as I turn the video off, I'll remember the word. So there's that one. So I have a lot of mirrors started. This one's not started. This one is not started. This one is started. My Big Toe Designs. Books of the Bible. On 36 count Vintage Pecan Butter by Lakeside Linen. And here's where I'm at. I'm using Planet Earth silks instead of the called for Belsois. Planet Earth silks are just a little less expensive, but they are a nice thread to use. Stitchville sells them. I don't know other places that sells them. They have some that are a little more variegated, but a lot of theirs are more solid colors. And I'm using henna for the reds, tobacco for the browns, and chive for the greens. So you need a lot more of the brown than the red or the green. And if I remember correctly, Jen Lee's mom, who I love their videos when they're the two of them together. Oh, they're cute. Cindy, I think is her name. She finished this one during one of the 24 hours of cross stitch, and this is a bag I made. This one, Rose Celebration I'm making for my youngest daughter because her middle name is Rose. I have 3 daughters and 11 sons. Okay, I don't know why this is in my bed. Again, DMC Metallics. So, for my middle daughter, this is one actually I was thinking of restarting. But I don't know. I go back and forth. 32 count mushroom. No, I think I'll probably keep it. I have seen this piece finished, and all the bling on her is incredible. So I'll probably just keep moving forward on it. Especially now that I'm getting past the mattress and into her gown. Okay, that sounded really weird. Anyway, that's a very odd phrase to say. My eldest daughter, this is 32 count Gothic by Picture This Plus. Cassiopeia. And here. I'd be farther, but trying to get this, it's like the wallpaper behind her or something. And this is part of her gown. This was a bugger. I did it, and then I had to rip it all out, and then did it again and rip it all out. And it was something I couldn't fudge. And then this is part of her gown. So here's the center. Yeah, here's the center of the piece. Here's the edge of the piece. There's a border that goes all the way around. So that's what this silver line here is, the center, and there's a silver line here. That's the edge. I did that for my own markings. I put one over. I guess I didn't put one over there. But I wanted one here because it helped me orient this. And when there's more color on here, this fabric will blend into the background, oops, and allow the lady to step out. Sorry, my bag just collapsed on me. I love my 31 bag. So those are for my middle daughter and my eldest daughter. And my sons also like my stitching too. This one, this is red. I've already stitched red in red. But a lovely lady named Beverly, she has a blog, and she has stitched red several times in several different colorways. And so I've stitched it just like this. Literally, I used this fabric. I think Water Lily is the fabric. So I've already stitched this. But I'm stitching her again in the sapphire colors from Beverly. And I am using 32 count Zeus's Domain from Under the Sea Fabrics. Is it Lugana? No, it's linen. So this goes from really light blue to a really dark blue. So she's gonna, you kind of fade down into that. Moonflowers that I showed in my last video, my WIP Parade, I took the dark and I put that at the top and going. So you have some variety in this. And if I remember right, I think Leslie does it landscape too, but you'd have to check her website. She would be able to answer that so much better than I would. But it was a fun piece to stitch in the red colors, and now stitching it in the sapphire colors. She also had a purple, violet, and she was working on turquoise. I'm not sure how far she got on that one. So, oh, and I took my pattern to Staples and had them reverse it. So then where red is facing this way, blue will face this way, or the other way around. That's how I picture them on my wall. I was kind of concerned, oh, I have to make sure that I remember the symbols are different. But when you flip it like that, the symbols are backwards anyway. So it wasn't too hard in that respect. This one is Lavender and Lace, Nora's late mother. Done a number of her pieces through the years too. This one is Celtic Winter from her Celtic series, and I'm stitching it as charted. I have already done the Celtic Noel or Celtic Christmas. I can't remember the exact title. I've done spring, autumn, and summer. They are, all four of those are actually around my house hanging. So this is the only one I have not finished. And it is on 32 count Stormy Skies or Stormy Night? Stormy Night. It is a printed fabric, kind of like antique country mocha, so the design's here, but on the other side it's solid. So I just got a little bit here. This is another one I did in that 31-day challenge. But I think she'll look good eventually when I get her done. And this one, this is a bag I bought from Fiberlicious. Periodically she has project bags available. It's like a canvasy material. Okay, that went faster than I thought. I'm going to go get another basket. Hold a moment, please. Okay. This actually was in the other bin, but I'd already stopped the video. I put it in this one. Plum Pudding, blend in place. 32 count Sprite. Picture this plus, I believe. And I just started on the center. I am using the Dinky Dyes. This one only has one strand on it though. This is 32 count, right? I'm supposed to be using 2 strands. I am going to have to investigate that. I think it looks fine, but I'm going to have to double check. And yes, that is definitely, oh, that's one I scrapped. That one is definitely, picture this house. A bag I made, fabric I found in Wisconsin. This one is not started. So I guess I'm not going to show you that project. This one is started. This is a Bella Filipina. Pearl of the Orient Seas. Mirabilia. Her floss tube. I'll try and link it below if I remember. She finished this one a while ago, and it's just beautiful. This is Fiberlicious Fibers 42 count. Not sure where I put the card. Oh, there it is. Blew me away. This way. Those oranges and reds. The fancy lady I've been working on is my Meridian Designs. So when she's done, I'm going to pick my fancy lady. The next one. Maybe the Queen Elizabeth. Maybe starting another Bella. Erica Michaels. What's this one? Ocean of Wisdom 1. This is the first one. It's on silk gauze. And here is where it is at the Don't Be Crabby. So you put all the words and the little motifs, and then you go back and you fill in all the background. Yes, this is when I went to Rapid City, because you have the bike rally in Sturgis. So I had to get that. I still have it on my radar to do the explanation video, the tutorial on silk gauze. And I'm using the Call for Colors 1 strand. That one's not done. This one is Lady Liberty from Brenda Gervais, I believe. Yeah, with eye needle. Oh, another scissors. See, I like to get keychains and then use those as scissor fobs. This is Baltimore. That's the Baltimore Airport. Yes, with the needle. Brenda Gervais. 36 count aged saffron Dames of the Needle. I am not necessarily using the Called for Colors, but I am using overdyeds. And I had a counting error in here. And so I'm trying to figure out, I think that's why I put it away. Do I fudge it or not? So her bodice and then into her skirt. So trying to decide if I fudge it or not. Bag I made. So far I found 3 pairs of scissors. Probably missed one. This one is Dear Daughter, Blackbird. 36 count natural. I am pulling my own colors. My own overdyes. This I'm making for my eldest daughter, and I'll have to stitch it again for my other 2 daughters. The pattern has a lot of pinks in it, and her favorite color is not pink. Her favorite color is blue. So I changed a lot of the pinks to blues, more of a bluish hue in the overall. And then my middle daughter, she likes purples, like amethyst purple. Well, amethyst is her birthstone. And then my youngest daughter likes pink, so I'll stitch it as charted for my youngest. I will make it more amethyst purples for my middle and blue for my eldest. Maybe I should stitch on that one. I have a few more days for September, don't I? This is the same mermaids on the seahorses, but the coral is the main part of the bag. And again, this lace I just had in my collection. When I did, I used to sew doll dresses, you know, for the American Girl dolls for my daughters, and I would sew a lot of them. So I picked up that at some store. Lady of the Flag. I am stitching it on the We the People fabric that is through Cindy Sorley Stitchery Express. By Fabric Flare for her. And I am doing the blue conversion that a lady named Carrie on one of the Mira groups shared. I haven't got very far. Again, it was in that 31-day window, so I didn't get very much done. But she'll be beautiful. And this fabric, because she's a little bigger than a typical fat quarter, Cindy Sorley knows that, and so the fabric itself is actually cut a little bigger. In Fabric Flare, they're usually printed on one side and the other side is plain. So I got this fabric. I got this in Wyoming, or not Wyoming, Wisconsin. Plum Street Samplers. Soul Sisters. This one I am pulling my own colors. I am not sure on the fabric. Do I have anything written down? I'm guessing it's 30, looks smaller than 32. Am I using one strand? I'm guessing it's 36 count flax. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm saying it is. I could look at my Xstitch app, but I'm recording on my phone. So I am just pulling my own colors, something that looked very similar to the picture. And this I just had in my stash. It's just stones. This one, that's not worth even showing. It has like 10 stitches in it. And that one I'm restarting. This one, Rosewood Manor. I used to store my projects in the big 2.5 gallon bags. And as I've been switching over, I just throw the bag in. I don't even bother taking it out. But I will start doing that. Seasons of Trees. This is charted for DMC. That's what I'm using. But I have a boo-boo in it, and I can't figure out where my boo-boo is. I think that's why I put it away. This is 34 count. Sorry, 28 count ivory. Jobelan. 2 strands over 2 threads. And my boo-boo is in here somewhere. I can't remember if it's not these. These are good. And I think this word is good. It's somewhere, or maybe I pulled the stitches that were messed up. I don't remember, but I got really frustrated with it. Karen's patterns are really nice though to stitch. I love her design aesthetic. And she's a really sweet lady in real life. So my tree bag, of course. And I got this fabric in Rapid City. It was on clearance. The snowflake, I think I already had the snowflake fabric. This one, I should see if it's actually worth, yep. This one, I picked up in, the fabric was picked up in Wisconsin. Queen of Freedom, I have not gotten very far on her. I know somebody who's just finished this and she's gorgeous. The project is too. 32 count French lilac. Picture this plus. Oops. I'm going to see the front, not the back. And I was working on the flag. I think she was my New Year, New Start this year. And I don't think I've gotten back to her since then. I get distracted by shiny things. This one, Plum Street Samplers. It's the Saltbox series. I only have the spring ones started. And I can't find the picture. Oh, here it is. Here's the picture. And they're set up like little Polaroids, all this white and stuff you're supposed to stitch around the edge. Not doing it. And because, you know, like a Polaroid would cut off the edge, if a flower was started on the edge, I finished the flower. That's my intention. And this is on 40 count white. So here is one of the pieces. I did a specialty stitch in the windows and a specialty stitch on the door and a specialty stitch in the grass. And I should have just done straight. I do like the specialty stitch I did in the roof. It looks more like tile. That one, what did I do? So instead of having a stitch go one square up and one square across, I went 2 squares up and 1 square across. That's all I did for the roof. And that's the effect. And I like it. The grass I did some, I don't know. I should not have been so fancy. And then this is the other house I started. It's also the spring one. So I started both. I'm just pulling my own colors. This fabric I got in Rapid City. Constitution, Eagles, with the red. The red just pulls it. It's just a batik. It just pulls the flag colors out. And this one, I don't even have that one started, so we won't even talk about that one. I don't have that one started either. I'm gonna go grab another bin. Okay, I hope I'm not talking too fast, and feel free to rewind, and I will try and put below the information on the pieces. Do I have this one started? No. But I will say it's one that I need for Designer Focus for 2023, which I will talk about my 2023 plans in another video. She is not started. This one is Queen Mermaid Mirabilia, which I need to find a bag for her, project guide. My friend gifted this to me. She was out of print, and then she was in print, and I don't know if she's out of print again. And my friend sent me this. She's beautiful. And I've seen her where they took like real pearls and stuff, and so I'm going to do something like that. But I actually have to get her worked on. And this is on Moonlit Waters by Under the Sea Fabric. It is an opal essence. It's gold. No, this is opal. So here's where she's at. What I liked about this is there's some streaks in the fabric. So as she's coming up, it's like she's coming up to the surface of the water. So I think, because you can see the movement here. I was watching Garon's video yesterday, and Gary said, somebody had asked a question about overdyes, and I could have used this side, but But Gary said, you know, he moves the fabric around and kind of sees which way he envisions the piece. That's what I do too. I do that too. Oops. I need my big shirt. Nope, nope, nope. Get started. So let's see what we have here. Here we have from Just Cross Stitch magazine, this herbal series I started a while ago and I haven't gotten back to it. I know it's kind of the, oh, I have another gram card. Just Cross Stitch magazine, 2015, June of 2015 and April of 2015. And they had these here, little teacups with herbs in them. So I started all of them, again for that 31 days. I think I just got overwhelmed, to be honest. So here is, I believe, thyme, T-Y-M-E, T-H-Y-M-E. And then, yeah, let's see, thyme and the herb. Thyme and dill. This one's dill. And this one is, there's sage and basil. This one is sage, and this one is basil. So these are on 32 count, excuse me, 28 count Lugana Antique White, all 4 of them. So I should really, it's good for me to do this, to look through what I have as I make plans for stitching. No pressure, I don't. Once I put pressure on myself, then I don't ever want to finish the project. Lady of Mystery. She's a restart. I bought another piece of fabric and it just did not work. And this is one, I think one reason it's kind of hard for me to stitch on her is I brought her to chemotherapy with my daughter. You know, the emotional attachment we have to our pieces. This is 32 count Da Vinci. No, excuse me. It's Fabrics by Stephanie Frozen Fractals. Or Hand Dyed by Stephanie. I think she changed her name. So yeah, the dress that goes on forever and ever and ever. But I've seen her finished. She's beautiful. Beautiful. See if I have anything in here to show. No. Yes. And this one was fun. I found this one here in Minnesota. It was just fun. Wintry. And I paired it with this pine tree. And this one is Flowers of the Holy Night, Glendon Place. This is on 32 count. 32 count antique white. Excuse me. This is a Jobelan. I am using the Dinky Dyes 2 strands over 2 threads. And here's where I'm at. So beautiful, beautiful pieces. Do realize that this one, it had to be a bigger piece of fabric, bigger than a fat quarter. But again, beautiful. And I chose the 32 count so the beads would fit. There's a lot of beads on that one. This one, All Through the Night. Use what talents you possess. And I am pulling my own colors. And this is 36 count putty, P-U-T-T-Y, weeks, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. It's definitely 36 count. I want to say it's putty. But I don't think I have a card in here that tells me. But it's sewing themed. I used to collect thimbles once upon a time. It started not much, but just a wee bit of a start. Lily, Nora Corbett. And when I say wee bit of start, I mean a wee bit of start. I took her to a retreat to start. That answers your question. This one though, it is Fiberlicious fabrics. Oh, her fabrics are just so much fun. And this is one that I got in a fabric of the month. And I don't have, oh, I can't remember the name. Let's see, it's not Dance of the Leaves. I'll have to see if I can find it. So not very much at all. Lily is one that doesn't have a huge amount of bling. So if you're trying to get your toe in the Nora water. And this is Hungry Hungry. Very hungry caterpillar. It started. This one is a Rosewood Manor, Holy Feathers, and I am using the Called for Threads on 36 count pearl gray linen. And it goes this way. So the top motif, and this is the head. I'm just using one strand of the sulky over 2 threads. So yeah, really, really fun colors. It's the first time I've used the sulkies, and I do like them. They're different, but I do like them. And here's my sunflower bag. This started. This one started. Yes, this is Florentina, Mirabilia, 32 count Lugana Alphaba, Under the Sea Fabrics. This is one that was started for that 31 days, and not much done. So this is like the top of her lap. I will say though, this one is cut very weird. This looks smaller than this because I buy the threads. So it should work just fine. It's just cut out wonky a little bit. And that one is not started. Oh, come on. My paper is getting stuck in the zipper. That one is not started. And that one is not started. So, that is everything I have in this room. I still have my stand out there, but that has my current WIPs. So, when I do a regular update video, I will bring those in and show those. Also, at some point I'll do my 2023 planning and walk through my WIP Go for 2023 and my Garan Designer Focus for 2023. He has them all listed, and if you go to his latest video and go to the description box, they have them all listed there. So I picked my patterns. I had a lot of the designers, not all of them. I do now. If you're interested in doing some event like that, look at the designer's website. Most of them have some kind of freebies, but also look in like the Christmas ornament issues or any kind of ornament issue, a bunch of different designers collaboration, because then you might find something and you don't have to run out and buy a new pattern if you want to try a new designer to you. And some of these designers will be new to me. I've never done a carriage house or Puntini Puntini or RETM or, well, Shepherd's Bush. I think I've done something, but nothing comes to mind right this second. But I will come back with a regular video, my next video, and when I went to edit my last WIP video, or WIP video, discovered that I had a video sitting there ready to be out there. Anyway, it's out now. So, I love to you all, and I will come back to you when I can come back to you. Hopefully show some quilting progress and definitely some stitching progress, because I have progress to show. Yeah, because Persephone, I didn't show you Persephone, so she's out there on my stand. Persephone, Peacock, Palawan Peacock, and others. So, love to you all. Bye.